reached the FBI's Northern Virginia Public Corruption Tip Line. We encourage you to provide a detailed message concerning your complaint, along with a reliable telephone number, so an agent may return your call. Your information is very important to us. If you do not feel comfortable leaving your name or telephone number, we ask that you provide as much information as you can, such as the date you became aware of the event, the persons involved, physical descriptions, and contact information, which will enable a full understanding of the nature of your concern. If you leave a contact number, an agent will be in touch with you shortly. Thank you for your assistance.
So there's a lot of evidence. And in fact, I will say to you that this is the best documented crime spree in human history. Okay, so it's not like there's no evidence. There's a lot of evidence. And there's a lot of witnesses. So I just want an investigation.
Okay, so are you reporting it now if he is deceased?
This money, okay, it was $1 billion in 76. They're still passing this money around. They're still murdering people. They are, this money is now it's in my family's hands. Okay, select members of my family's hands. Okay, and everyone else in my family is convicted as a sex offender. My grandmother, my aunt, all my relatives, all the neighbors, all the people at my father's work, and they're still doing this. Okay, these crimes are ongoing, and that money is still out there. Okay, when I was a kid, they would murder people in the basement, and I can identify a lot of people, and most of these people, maybe all of them, were first falsely arrested and then taken to the basement. So there's documents. This is the best documented crime spree in history. There's a lot of documentation of this.
Okay, so this is the first time you've ever reported it?
I reported them murdering people in the basement at least a dozen times, probably dozens of times. Last year I requested...
Who did you report it to?
The police. And they bribed hundreds of public officials and cops with this money, and they are still doing it. This has been kind of traumatic for me. Okay, I lived my whole life, and these people have been doing me my whole life. I had to write 1 million words to unpack this out of my mind, and I couldn't even remember it. Okay, that's how bad it was. So I'm calling now because there's there's a lot of lives ruined by this, and literally, are there other people like me? Okay, I have a blood relative who's a female who was shot, who was put in the hospital and then held in a kill room where she was raped and beaten every day. She fled the country. She lives in Poland now. She wants these people done. She wants these people, okay? And she tried to rescue me, but they just keep killing everybody, okay? So why am I coming forward now? And the last time the money was stolen was in 2000 in Warsaw, Poland. And that is an international kidnapping. And it's of me. And it's very well documented. Okay. And my relatives tried to save me. And the police came to the scene and several times. And so there's documentation of this. And I complained about that. And subsequent to attacking me in Poland, they hired 3 murderers. They hired 2 women and a man, and I couldn't get anything done, and they bribed the cops. They love to bribe cops. That's why it's a public corruption case. Okay, a lot of bribed cops here. A lot of bribed cops here. So they bribed the cops in Poland, and then I went to Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, France, and they attacked me in every place, and they attacked me twice on the train, and all of this is documented. But I couldn't get them arrested. They just bribe everybody, or they kill everybody.
Okay. And what else would you like to add to this report?
Okay, in terms of evidence, okay, there are a whole bunch of people, specifically in my family, for instance, who live as convicted sex offenders. Okay, they didn't do it. Who are they convicted of sexually molesting? Me. Okay, they didn't do it. I was adopted, okay, and this money passes to me. There's a long paper trail of this, a very long paper trail. It's all provable. I'm a CPA, okay, it's all provable. There's a whole bunch of bodies buried in various locations. Are there bodies there? Yes. Okay, we can dig them up. Okay, there's other people whose lives have been completely destroyed. If we talk to, I mean, literally, to get this thing going, let's talk to the other person most affected by this. A single phone call to this person. Does she want to talk? Yeah, she does, but she's afraid. And she can corroborate everything I say. Just one phone call. She can corroborate everything I say. And there's 100 of these people. Now, she's the best. I think we should just call her. And then, gee, now you got something. Because she knows where all of the bodies are buried. She knows even more than me. Okay? And then there's I don't know how many, maybe 100 people behind her who know a lot. And they were all arrested for sex crimes. And they want justice. There's a whole lot of people whose lives have been ruined by this, and they all want justice.
If a bystander or a victim wants to make a police report about the situation, then we can assist with connecting to that in two different ways. One, if certain parameters apply, that the person remaining anonymous making the tip is possible, and that we can contact law enforcement on their behalf if there's actionable information about forced commercial sex or forced labor, or if the victim themselves gives permission for us to contact law enforcement, then we can do that as well. So those are the two pieces that we are able to assist with. Now, you mentioned a lot of very heinous crimes.
Yeah. Let me talk about
Any crime have anything to do with commercial sex?
Okay, you mentioned none of these were commercial sex. These were rapes and murders. They were rapes and kidnapping. I understand you guys have people that that specifically target those who falsely represent themselves as federal agents, because do you have something like that?
It all depends. Are they going out? Just are they like on social media saying? It all depends. If they're actually out there in the street trying to bust people saying they are, yeah. But they're on social media or bragging. Somebody said I do this or I do that. I mean.
No, they're out on the street. This person, it's a little bit of a story. This person has attacked me in almost every U.S. state with a gun. She claims universal gun carry, and she carries a fake federal agent's badge. Furthermore, this is the largest RICO in American history, and this is the largest public corruption case in American history, and they also stole $4 billion. I've had precious little luck getting anybody to do anything about it.
So what's this related to? Is this drug activity?
No.
Money laundering? Theft?
Yes, this is money laundering, absolutely. This is theft of $4 billion. It's a RICO. This dirty money has passed to at least 250 people. It's a bribery case. All those people, just hundreds of people have been bribed with this money, and it's all ongoing. And furthermore, okay, the person who kicked this all off was my dear old dad. Okay, and my dear old dad is the most prolific serial murderer in American history, and he was never arrested. Okay, he sent me to you because it's money laundering. I'm just trying to get somebody to, I'm trying to get to the right person. Okay, you might not be the right person, but I think that, this is a case that someone should do something about.
Okay, well, it sounds like we don't have venue here.
Say again?
I said, you were saying that you had $4 million stolen from you?
4 billion with a B.
Okay. And how can we help you, sir?
Okay, so this is the largest RICO, and this is the largest public corruption. This money was stolen. It's been a long time. It started out being stolen in 1976. It has most recently been stolen again in Warsaw, Poland, in 2000.
I understand, but how can we help you here in this office?
There's just a whole lot of crimes. I want somebody to do something. My father is the most prolific serial murderer.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm asking, how can we help you?
You're the police, right?
How many people you think they murdered, man?
I think they're the most prolific serial murderers in American history.
What makes you think that?
I'm an eyewitness to about 50 murders, and they committed a whole lot more than that.
You're an eyewitness to 50 murders?
Yes, sir.
When did this happen?
Mostly when I was a child. Okay.
You officially reporting to me that you have witnessed 50 murders.
That's correct, sir.
I'm gonna send the deputy sheriff or whatever county you live in to see you, and if you're making some kind of false report, you're probably gonna be arrested. Okay?
Why would you think I'm making a false report? I'm not making a false report.
Tell me what county you live in.
So you're not going to help me? You just want to harass me or something? I mean,
No, I'm gonna send a deputy sheriff to talk to you about these 50 murders that you say you witnessed.
okay. Are you interested? I mean, or you just think I'm
Obviously,
wasting your...
that's why I'm gonna send an officer to your house,
Do you think I'm wasting your time? Because I'm not.
and I'm gonna report this to them, and I'm gonna get them to send an officer to talk to you. Okay?
Okay. Doesn't sound very good. Doesn't sound like you're very interested.
Well, if I wasn't interested, I wouldn't be sending somebody to talk to you, I would. But I'll tell you this: if the information that you're reporting is false, then it's not gonna be good for you. Okay?
Sir, it is not false information, but if you do no investigation whatsoever, how in the world are you going to know
Listen,
if
I
it's
don't even know
false?
you telling me you witnessed 50 murders. That's very possible, but it's also pretty bizarre. So we're gonna find out. Okay?
How are you going to find out? By having somebody talk to me? That's not going to do anything.
That'll be a good start.
Okay.
What are you asking me to do?
I would like, first of all, there's a long trail of money, and all of this is provable, and there's a whole bunch of people who were arrested for sex crimes. My grandmother, my aunt, all my relatives, all the neighbors are all arrested for sex crimes. They didn't do it, and these are all documented. Okay,
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
so someone talking to me doesn't prove this documentation. You have to check.
Yeah, but we don't start these kind of investigations over a phone call. You do understand that, don't you?
No, I didn't understand that.
Okay, well, that's what I'm telling you. I'll get the sheriff out to see you. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
all right, thank you.
So I'll send the